Hello everyone! Today we are going to study Chapter 6. In this chapter, we will talk about gravitational force. When you hear the word gravitational force, what comes into your mind? Falling objects? Gravity? What else? Let's find out. Before we will start, we will read first our vocabulary words. Please repeat after me. Physical, throw, motion, shed. Again, physical, throw, motion, and shed. Okay, when we say physical, it is relating to things you can see or touch. So in other words, we can see them with our eyes. Next word, throw. It is to send something through the air with force, especially by a sudden movement of the arm. Example, when you throw a ball. Next, motion. The act or process of moving, or a particular action or movement. Example, walking, running, or crawling. In other words, motion is also known as movement. Next, shed. To lose such as leaves, hair, or skin, because it falls off naturally, or to drop something in a natural way or by accident. Example is when the leaves from the tree shed. Now, kindly open your science textbook on page 91. Okay, for the first paragraph, when we jump, we will always fall back to the ground. When we throw a ball into the air, it will reach its highest point and subsequently fall back to the ground. Do you know why? There is a non-contact force acting on them. This force does not have any physical contact with the objects. This is known as gravitational force. So for the first paragraph, in other words, everything that we throw up will always falls down. When we throw a ball, it goes down. When we jump, we always falls back to the ground because there is a non-contact force acting on us or it is pulling us down. This non-contact force is called gravitational force. Okay, remember, when we say non-contact force, meaning it is invisible or cannot be seen, meaning this gravitational force is invisible. Next, our Earth has gravitational force. This force holds everything around us close to the ground by pulling each of them toward the center of the Earth. Trees, water, buildings, animals, the air we breathe, and even people are all held by gravitational force. Yes, our planet Earth has gravitational force. It is the main reason that everything here on Earth stays on its place. This gravitational force holds everything close to the ground. The gravitational force keeps you from sitting, from lying, and even walking. Also, it keeps your chair, your tables, and everything on its place. Now, on page 92, there are also different examples of activities that enables you to see that there is gravitational force. The first one is a high jumper, wherein she jumps in the air to cross over a pole. After the high jumper reaches its highest point, she will fall back to the ground because of gravitational force. Next, rainwater. Have you ever seen a rainwater that will go up? Definitely you didn't, because rainwater will always go down because there is gravitational force, the pulling effect downward. Next example. Okay, leaves that have been shed off from the trees. Leaves can be blown by winds, but definitely it will fall back again because of gravitational force. Next example. The basketball player and the ball, both of them will fall back to the ground because of gravitational force. And lastly, the waterfalls. I know you haven't seen a waterfall going up, right? Because it's always going down because of, yes, gravitational force. In the waterfall, there is a kayak and kayaker that were also being pulled downward because of gravitational force. So now, Isaac Newton was the one who discovered the gravitational force. He wondered and was curious when he saw an apple falling from a tree. He then spent many years to relate the motion of falling objects and the rotation of the moon around the earth. So who discovered gravitational force? Yes, Isaac Newton is the one who discovered the gravitational force. Then how did he discover gravitational force? He saw an apple falling from a tree. So now on page 93, we need gravitational force to hold all objects on the Earth. If there is no gravitational force, all objects on the Earth would be floating around, similar to outer space. So in other words, gravitational force is really important for us because it keeps everything in place. It keeps everything close to the ground. So when there is no gravitational force, everything on Earth would float. Everything. Now, which do you think is easier to go, downstairs or to go upstairs? Yes, it is easier to go downstairs because the direction of the gravitational force and going downstairs is the same. While when you go upstairs, it is more difficult. You need to lift yourself because the direction of the gravitational force and going upstairs is opposite. So, let us check if you really understood our topic for today. Open your science textbook on page 98 and choose the correct words. Also, answer your science workbook on page 63, exercises 1 and 2, and page 65 to 66. Read carefully and choose the best answer. That's all for today. See you next time. Bye-bye.